Hey everyone, hope you guys can hear me. Welcome to the stream. Cool. The plan is same to do DSA and answer any questions in chat. I'm going to the focus is going to be on DSA for some streams. I think it's going to be for most of my times. Tomorrow I'm going to plan a bigger stream. So yeah. Cool. Let me just go to my post and put a comment there. Yeah, thing, but still. Mhm. So I'm gonna not look at the chat for next 45 minutes, guys. I'm going to code. Okay. Binary search is done. Let's do tree quickly, whatever I can do in tree. This goes here. This we can make it little bit smaller. Okay. So given a root, invert the binary tree and return its root, right? So you have given this tree. The thing is that each its left becomes right and its right becomes left, right? So tree problems journey are based out of recursion. So let's say uh, I am at this 4 and then I have this 2 and 7 and I'll take another tree of just 1 and another tree probably with some more, right? So here what I would do is I would traverse this side, traverse its left component, its right component, and then replace its left component with its right component and right with its left. So and then return the root in short. So probably something like this. If root, oh, 1 second. Hmm. Got a comment saying mad with DSA. Yeah, you can say that DSA is something that can get you job. So why not be mad with that? So if root is equal to and return null, if root is left is equal to 3 root dot left, 3 root right is equal to invert 3 root dot right and then root dot left. So probably you have left and right, right? That is. So root dot left, right, root dot right is equal to left and return root. Plain and simple. Given a root of a binary tree, return its maximum depth. So how much down you can go? You go to the left and right, and every time you go down, you increase plus one, right? So if root is equal to null, return zero. Otherwise, you will have like left is equal to math step root dot left, right is equal to max step root dot right, and then you return one plus math dot max of left comma right. If you reach here, that means that your root is valid and whatever you got from left and right is the another thing, right? Mhm. Yeah, that's the aim, bro. That's a good thing. Microsoft, maybe other company that pays well. Microsoft is a great company. सोचो मत भाई, कर लो। सोचना सोचना काम नहीं है हमारा। हमारा काम करना है। I think good. Cool. Back to this problem. Let's see how many I'm able to do it in 45. So, rough guess, I should be able to do all. Let's see. Couple of beside these two, I should be able to do all. Let's see. So, going back to the live stream. Oh, I find this one better, bro. From Striver Sheet. You should follow Striver Sheet as well. That is also good. Any sheet doesn't matter. I don't want to follow this also. It's been like I have lost the touch. That's why I'm just following this. I do have my own list, which I feel is more refined. I usually follow that, but yeah, okay. You can follow Strava sheet. What I suggest you is that you solve a question put in this chat. I can also take a look at that. So let me know which one you are solving as of now, and then put it in a chat, and I'll also take a look at it. So, but you should start doing. Diameter of a binary tree given a retain the diameter is the length of the longest path between any two nodes. So it could be like this. So It could be like this, and like this. So a couple of options there. So whenever you are here, you could take sum of both and end it there. That's first. Or you could say that I will get the maximum from this and pass it up top, right? That is another way. Or you could, those two options only. Uh, so public int uh, answer is equal to 0. Public int solve tree node root. If root is equal to null, then you basically return 0. Otherwise, you go to its left and do the same thing, saying that I'm going to solve it for the left, and you do the same thing for its right, right? So int option 1 is 1 plus left plus right. So this is the one where we took this also, and ended it here, right? That's the first option. Uh, and then so that so our answer would be math.max of answer left option 1, right? And now the second thing would be that you pass it up top, right? So int option 2 would be 1 plus math dot max of left comma right. Down the line you would add more also, but let's take that also into consideration. Um, option 2, and then you always pass option 2 to up to the top. So that should be it. Let's see. Return. So not return answer, you solve root and return answer. I think this should be it. Well, let's see. Maybe they want the length, right? So these are nodes. So the length will always be -1. Can root be null? No, it can't be null. So what I mean by null is right, no node. Yeah, cool. Balanced binary tree. So you go to the left and the right, right? If at any time the difference between left and right is greater than 1, then that's not a balanced binary tree, right? So if root is equal to null, return true, right? Probably you want to know the depth at every point. That's the another take in this one. So, but this is returning this depth. I need is depth function here. So public root get depth is equal to tree node root. So if root is equal to null, you return 0. Otherwise, int left is equal to get depth. Root dot left int right is equal to get depth. Root dot right, and then you return 1 plus math dot max of left comma right. So that means that you have got its left depth. Now, once you have got this, so basically here I say that int left is equal to get depth of root dot left, int right is equal to get depth of root dot right. If math dot abstract left minus right is greater than 1, return false. Otherwise you return is balanced root dot left. and is balanced. Root dot right. This seems to be wrong. It will either, I think, yeah, so it's an n square solution, I would say. Five, then let's see if this gets TLE or not. Could get TLE on, but it is slow. No, bro, I never solved problems. Oh, I'm looking at the chat now. I never solved problem in C++. You might be seeing someone else. Oh, hey, Aura coding. Oh, good to know that you're 15 years and you have been doing coding. Have you also noticed a preference towards Java stack in ST? Uh, Most backend heavy role are almost asking for Java. Yes, you are right. Yes, yes, aficionado. So yes, you are right. I have seen that. Uh, it's because Java and Spring Boot are kind of a enterprise languages, you can say. Um, it is good, but now you'll also see that uh, there is a move towards Golang. So I have done backend in Golang. So that's one of the thing that you'll see. So Golang is also getting traction there, but you are right. Java is expected. Uh, or if you're too young, but I would say you are never young to start coding. So all the best. So you go to this website, LeetCode, start solving problem. I agree. Okay, cool, yeah. So, so companies like Uber, Walmart, Google to some extent, they use Java and Visa. They also use Java. Telling from some of my friends work there, right? And I have worked primarily in Golang, but I use Java as and I do LLD and everything in Java. I never got a chance to do enterprise stuff in Java, but I've done some personal things in Java, like personal projects. So Golang is little bit different. Yeah, Golang I don't like personally. It's not object oriented that much. So if you have to learn design patterns in Golang, right, I would not recommend that. Java, when you study design patterns, it feels like the design patterns are designed for Java. That's how the examples of it also looks like, right? So that's the main reason I shifted back to Java, like for LLD and whatnot. So Golang might be simpler uh, from a code perspective, as in like number of lines, but I feel like if you know classes, interfaces, and all those are kind of concepts of Java. So in even like they call it a class diagram, right? And class is something that is there in Java. Same thing is called struct in Golang, right? So if I that's I think so it's called struct. So now I'm working on C sharp. So C sharp, Python, whatnot. Python is good when you are doing something with LLM. So completely different. I don't think Java is at that pace to do things with LLM because most of the tools out there are in Python. So that's that. And but yeah, I have noticed that to answer your question in a nutshell. Hey Sandy, what's up? Yes, Sandy, I think graphs is good enough. What else you're thinking after graph? Graph is very mandatory for college placements. They are going to ask you graph. If you're talking about this list, graph is here. No, no, you need to do DP also. DP, graphs, greedy intervals, bit manipulation might be not required, but it's not that hard of a concept. All linear data structures, graph and DP. Try, you should also do. Try is easy, man. You'll not. So when I say easy, right, first time you'll not be able to understand it, right? So you do the code 3 to 4 times and then you'll get the gist of it. Just like all other data structures, right? There is nothing fancy. You need to kind of learn the code of try and then implement it, right? So watch some of its video. Uh, but try you should do. I would say do all this 150 and you should be sorted and do it again and again and again. Every engineer or everyone in placements, what you will find is that people mostly would have done these coding multiple times, not just one to kind of get the speed and different things, right? So that's that. Yep, cool, all the best. No, no one asks algorithms. They will ask you a problem. So, for example, there might be a problem that is based on try. So, for example, you might get this problem that you need to search something, right? Little bit, uh, not exactly phrased like this. Probably, they'll say that you are given a 2D grid and whatnot. And sometimes I have seen that they might ask bubble sort or like these sorting, merge sort. These are the widely known algorithms that might come, right? No, I don't think so. Someone is going to come and ask you Dijiktra straightforward because that takes the fun out of Dijiktra. So that sort of thing might not happen. And same way, for example, no one is going to come and ask you what sorting is that? Topological sort. So this question, course schedule. They might ask you course schedule. You know that okay, this is based on topological sort, right? No one is going to come because if they tell the topological sort, then you might get rid of that. That takes the fun out of the problem, right? So yes, you need to learn to map the algorithm to a problem. Basically, that's the gist. This I need to revise. I think this is little bit slow. This is slow. Uh, what happened? You got shocked, Sandy. So given a root of 2, we write the function if they are not same. So this is a pretty easy one. Uh, so if p is equal to null and q is equal to null. So that means that they both are same. Better is if p is not equal to null and q is not equal to null and p dot value p dot value is equal to no, because then you need to traverse the next thing also, right? So if p is equal to null and q is equal to null, then you return true because both are null. If p is equal to null or Q is equal to null. You return false, meaning that one of them is null, so they can never be equal. After that, you say check that P dot value is equal to Q dot value, and you check is same tree for P dot left, Q dot left, and is same tree uh, P dot right, left, and then Q dot right. Right, let's submit it. Yeah, both null. Typo, 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 typo. Ooh. If anyone is new to the channel, just want to say one more thing that I have uploaded a new video today, where I am mentioning how I failed Uber's interview round. So probably you may want to check that out. A lot of insights there. Giri Shankar, are you into competitive? No, man. Competitive programming is generally, I would say, on code forces. I came to know about that very late when I was in last year of my college. You need to be like very focused. I would say I'm more aligned into coding till the LeetCode 2000 level, not above than that. Sandy, while I have you here, right? Let me know what do you think of this. Uh, what do you think of what do you think of this thumbnail? I want to ask you that. Just want to get another opinion on that. 2000 of LeetCode. 2000 of LeetCode is more or less like 1700 or so of compared to code forces. 16 to 1700, I would say. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. I am not saying that it is not good. Sandy, what do you think, everyone in chat? Sandy, can you let me know what do you think of this one on the left side, this I failed Uber? Do you find this thumbnail funny? Let me know. Just wanted to get us another opinion on that. Hey, thanks, man. Nothing to gloat here, right? I have put that. So, thank you. Huh. Yeah. So, Giri Shankar, just want to tell you this is something that I get on my channel that who am I, right? That's why I put it there. Nothing to gloat, okay? Don't get me in another thing, okay? So, probably if you give around 6 months or 1 year, right, you can achieve some of these things, I would say. So, uh, nothing fancy. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll jump back to problems again. Uh, Subtree of another subtree. I'll look at chat in another 10 minutes again. Yeah, crying, catchy crying. Given roots of two binary trees, root and subtree return true if a subtree is a subtree with the if there is a subtree of root with the same structure node. Okay, you are given a subtree. So basically, you can match it with all of the nodes, right? Uh, so this you can match with this, and then you can match it with all the other ones also. So that's one way of doing it. 412, we can't match it with anything, right? So it's like the another variation of is subtree, but you can try it for different nodes. You can try with this. If let's say this is not successful, you can try it with this and this. You can do the same on its this or this, right? So first of all, I'm going to call boolean is same. In this, what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a tree node root and tree node subroot, right? So if root is equal to null and subroot is equal to null, then that means it is good. If either of them is null, then that means it is not good. So if this is true, then you have to do root dot value is equal to sub root dot value and is same root dot left comma subroot dot left and is same root dot right comma subroot dot right. Cool. So this is same now if it is a subtree, right? So uh, how do I say it, right? So you can do this. Will it be enough to say you need to call a same tree, right? You need to call that, but mm, you can either call on its left, you can call on its right, or you can call it on its root, right? And these two in the same iterations. So let's say uh, Boolean root check is like is same root comma subroot, right? That's that. Check its root, or you do left check is same root dot left subroot, or you do its right check, and then you return root check or a left check or a right check, right? Yeah. Let's see. Hmm. Thought so. Okay. So the problem with this is that this makes sense. This is correct. The sim is correct. Oh no no, it's same. I should not call is same over here, right? Because is this is wrong. Is subtree. I think I said is subtree, but I wrote because I if I do is same check. I think this should work because is same is checking these things, right? If I do is subtree, then I come back here and then I can check that also. If I do is same, then I'm not doing on the childs of that. So answer should be true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, that, I think I was think. Oh man, now my current root could be empty, right? Because this could be null. So I need to add a check of that. So if root is equal to null and subroot is equal to null, then that means that it is true. If root is equal to null or subroot is equal to null, return false. Mhm. Looking at the chat now. Oh, live streamer McApee bugs. Nice man, I did not know that if we find the subroot, then we do the same as the previous question. That's correct. Giri Shankar, I am solving A to Z DSA sheet. I have not personally solved that one. Simple do a DFS on root tree, then if the current node is same as the then is same on the current node. Shift true might not be. Makes sense. This is good, man. I'm good, Sandy, that you are guiding other people. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Giri Shankar, is it fine if we forget certain yes, yes. You will forget, right? That's you can see here. Like you will make mistakes unless, like for example, if you don't do DSA for let's say 6 months, right? you will forget most of the things. So it's okay if you forget, but you have to revise it. Don't forget in the interview. If you forget in the interview, then game gone. So to just that doesn't happen, you revise. And then eventually you'll get to a stage where you'll start enjoying it more, just like me. Like I am just doing it for fun now. Cool. Yeah, I thought so I'll be able to solve all, but yeah. These all are easy. Binary tree level traverser, you just put it in a queue. I can. Okay, just for practice, let me solve this one quickly. Mm, should take less than 3 to 4 minutes. Uh, so you have a route, and we are going to do BFS on that binary traverse level traversal. So I'm going to need a queue for that, and then to return, we are gonna use this. So then, if your route is null, this is the edge case. Just return the list. Otherwise, you say that q dot add route while q dot size is greater than 0 and size is equal to q dot size. These are all at same level. So for int I is equal to 0 I less than size. Tree node at is going to be q dot pole. So sublist dot add dot value. If add dot left is not equal to null, you say that you add it to the queue. So q dot add dot left. If add dot right is not equal to null, q dot add dot right. So once you have done that, so you'll say that list dot add new array list sublist, and then I'll quickly create that list here. List integer sublist is equal to new array list. Uh, damn it. So once you have done that, in the end, you just return a list. Did I make mistakes? Did I make mistakes? Yes, lot of mistakes. So, okay, I think this I put after this. Otherwise, let's see, that's a typo. Hmm, yeah, cool. Took me around 2 minutes. Yeah, eventually you will be doing development only, but it is good to judge your skill. So that's the reason, Shankar. 5 hours daily for 3 months, that's very good. I would say keep doing it. You keep giving the interview, start giving the interviews now. Seems like you are already at a good stage now. So give the interviews. Mhm. Take care, man. Bye. Iterative ones for traversals. Yeah, iteratives are tricky. Cooler, take a break. So this right side view is also easy. You just have to pick the last element of each. Thing. I'm not gonna code this one. We just have to pick the last one. Your current element is same as any of the element. If left is not equal to null and right is not equal to null, that means that you found them both on the left and right side. So your return is if left is not equal to null, then that means it is not on the right side. So your left. Ooh. Okay, time to focus again. Oh, I've already done this. So given a root determine if it is a varied by tree. So left should be all less and right should be all greater, right? And every right subtree should also be that. So long min will be and long dot max value value long max will be long dot min value, right? So public boolean is valid. Tree node root long min long max, right? So if anytime if this number goes out of that root, if it is null, then it is true. So otherwise, if root dot value is less than min or root dot value is greater than, so less than min, if it is greater than min, if it is less than min or it is, you are given some rule left dot right. This could be anything to start with, I think. Value root dot max value, right? So if it is less than min or it is greater than max, right? So then it is false. Now for the next thing, you'll be doing root dot left, right? And this next element's min will be min only, but maximum that it can have is root dot value and is valid root dot right. So now you're going to the right side, so it can't be less than certain value, right? So that is root dot value and your max remains the max. So and then you have return is valid root and min and max. Then you submit. So if it is equal to also, then also it's a problem, right? Is this even a term? If it is greater than equal to, Cool, man. Mhm. Now let's do it. This is a very nice problem. This also is a good problem. This is a very bad problem. Mhm. Mhm. Cool. Okay, let me clear this out. I'll take a pause for a couple of minutes. If anyone has any questions, they can ask in a chat. Oh no, 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 no. They can ask in chat because getting a little bit tired solving these many problems. So open to any questions for 5 minutes. Let me put that in a chat. Open to any questions for next 5 minutes. Hope I am audible. Yes, I am. Start this. Hey Rahul, it is not 2K plus questions. This is rating. If you talk about questions, that is 3K plus. So 2000, can I fix this? 2000 plus, let's call it lead code contest, kind of confusing. Rating. 2000 plus lead code contest rating. That's enough. I think this is explicit. Uh, Okay, so Bharat sir, so you don't have to call me Bharat. First, I am applying everywhere along with referral too, but not getting a call from anywhere. Yeah, that happens, man. That is, see, okay, to answer that question, right? Uh, so first of all, getting a call back is not in your control, right? So getting a call back, you can't do anything about it. So if you are getting a, so only thing that you can do is probably take a look at your resume. If you see, okay, there are some height, some, uh, your resume is very bad or stuff like that. So I have already uploaded a video on my channel, or you can watch other video also. I don't want to publish it as my channel, right? You can just watch some other videos where the resume got shortlisted. You'll see that there is nothing fancy in the resume, just a plain simple format, right? As long as you also have the same format, it's just a timing thing then. You can't do much if you're not getting a call back, right? If your resume is clean, the only thing that you can do is increase the number of application that you apply to. So if you're applying to one today, then apply to five, right? So if you're applying to five already, then apply to 10. So you can do that. You increase your number of application, that kind of increases your number of chances, right? So that's the only thing. Uh, so that's what I would say to you, Bharat. And if I get calls and you get ghost, then probably you can uh, check with the recruiter once. But I see that recruiter only ghosts you, right? So they are also very busy. So they kind of interact with thousands of folks like us. So uh, probably you need to introspect whether your round went well or not, right? So get ghosted for two reasons. One is either the hiring gets stops, that is less likely. The second reason is that your interviews didn't go well, so recruiters they might not have time to get back to you, right? Generally, some of them they get back, but mostly they also are chasing a lot of people around, so they miss that, right? So nothing on them. So they are also just like us working, right? So, but what you can do is you can like for DSA rounds for at a fresher level, it is very easy to know how did you perform, right? If you are able to solve both the questions or all the questions that are asked, then that means that you did good, right? So that is one thing. Introspect, and I'll take some more time. And then the other question that other question is are you following some, what's your current stack at Microsoft? So it's C Sharp, as you might already know, C Sharp is widely used here at Microsoft. So I work with C Sharp, but I also use Python when working with some LLM or AI stuff. So that's that on the tech stack thing. And I'll answer one more question before starting again. So, are you following some pattern to segregate all three? No, no, no. You can't. So, just to highlight this, this is something I've solved over 4 years. Keeping track of syllables. See, these 3,000 questions I just solved randomly. I didn't follow any pattern or anything like that. So, since college, I've been solving coding problems just for fun, just participating in contests and whatnot. So, all of these I have not segregated or nothing at all, right? But when you have to do a kind of a dedicated practice or do something specific, then you have to kind of follow some pattern. You start with following some pattern, but then you can't track all the questions based on patterns because then you are kind of killing one part of solving a question, which is identifying the pattern, right? So patterns, I think these are good enough. These how many patterns, whatever the categories these are, right? These are good enough patterns. Once you have solved that, I do have my list also, which I'll probably share soon. Um, that's little bit more not useful, I would say different. These are solved over course of three, you can say over 3 years. Let me put it that way. 3 effective years, not just uh, solved 1 year in college and then 1 year post that. So over 3 years. Yeah, it is not in a format to share it. We won't be able to understand things. That's why I need to kind of clean it up before I share. It is there in my backlog. I'll have to do something around that. But it is extensive. But if the main aim is to crack interviews, right? For crack interviews, this is good, man. You should follow this, or Striver's list is also good. You should follow that also. This also comes with the video. This is good enough. And also some of the questions like this is really a stretch. So you can skip these kind of questions also. But still, Rahul, I'll share that is in a shareable format, right? So that you guys, it helps you rather than confusing you. But this is good. This is a good starting point. And if you need any specific advice, just feel free to give small intro in chat, like where you are at a life stage. That kind of helps in giving a better advice, whether you're fresher, whether you're in college, stuff like that. Okay, cool guys. I'll now jump back to coding again for at least some time. Mm, I'll get started. Okay, so before I start, there's one more question. Tips on building intuition for DSA. Mostly it is practice, man. I'm not gonna sell any dreams here. Mostly it is practice. But there are some things. So, for example, if I give you an example, right? If let's say there is kth smallest, things like that, right? Kth, then uh, two things generally comes to my mind. If it is smallest or largest, then heap comes to the mind. If it is no such thing is there, but it's like a substring or submap, then sliding window comes to my mind, right? These are kind of things that you build over time. And if the constraints are very small, backtracking comes to the mind. If the array is sorted, binary search comes to the mind, right? If there is string, then try, prefix, that comes to the mind, right? And if there are nodes, relationships, graph comes to the mind. And if you are confused, right? If you, it's a optimal, like maximum, minimum, and you have choices, right? Then DP comes to the mind. So that's that. I'll now focus on problem and come back to the chat. Given the root of binary search tree and index integer k, return the kth smallest. So one way is that you traverse it and put it in a in-order traversal. Yeah, that's what I've done. This is like a easy way of doing it. So I'm going to take a look at it later. I like to want to do a hard way, but this I need to get rid of it. I have solved this also. Probably this also I might have solved. So I'll quickly get rid of it before I see it. Confirm. Cool. So given two integer pre-order and in-order. So pre-order, you are given pre-order. So 3, 9, 20, 15, and 7, right? So this is the tree, and then you are given pre-order and in-order, right? Pre and in-order. So pre is that you traverse route first, I think. So if I have to find myself, 3 will come, and then you go to the left, the 9 will come, and then you do the same for 20 will come, 15 and 7. Is it the pre-order? 3, 9, 20, 15, 7. That's correct. So for in order, you will go to the left first, 9, and then you'll go to the root, and then you'll go to the right, and once you're at right, you'll do the same thing again, 27, right? 9, 3, 15, 27, right? So in pre, you always know that this is the root. The first element is the root. Now, so you know your root, that is 3 to form a tree, right? Now, pre's job is done. So pre can say that, okay, this is the root and these are my next elements. Now, in order can help you tell which elements in this is left and right, right? So I'll map this elements to its index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now pre here it lies here. Then this is what is left and this is what is right, right? So then again we'll do the same thing on this left and right nodes. So that way now when you are at left, you'll know that okay, this is the root, right? And then here also 15 would be the next. So once you are here, 2 to 4. So in this 2 to 4, so 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this part, you'll know that okay, the leftmost is going to be the root, that's 20. And then you will again do left. Now here it will be null and stuff like that. So you are breaking it in that way. So I'm going to do the same. First thing, as I mentioned, I need a hash map that can have in order element and its index, right? So integer, and then let's call it hash map only, but the naming convention could be better. Let's start the timer for this one also. Uh, for int I is equal to 0, I less than order dot length I plus plus hm dot put order of I is equal to I, right? And then you also need whatever is your length, right? Reorder dot length, and then you can probably say that return build. It's a helper function. So pre-order, in order, and you are going to start from 0 and minus 1, 0 and minus 1. These are like pre-order boundaries. These are the other boundaries, right? And then you can say hm. That's your hash map. So public tree node build int pre int in int p pl pr il ir hash map integer comma integer hm, right? Now if at any point your pl becomes greater than pl, right? If pl becomes greater than pr, or il becomes greater than ir, that means that you are out of bounds, you just return null. In other case, you need to know which is your root, right? So element after your root is root value is PR of PL. Just in the example, we saw that it was 3. So now you need to find the index, right? In order index. That is going to be hm.get root value. So that's the mid. Let's call it mid, right? Now this is your mid. So what you need to do is you are getting a new root, new tree node with root value, right? And now your root dot left is going to be build. Pre-in is going to remain the same, but you need to know whatever is the length, right? So your int left uh, left length is going to be whatever you are at, right? Minus mid minus il. Right length is going to be mid IR minus mid, right? So in this there are one element on the left, and in this there will be 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4 minus 1. There are three elements on the right, right? So there are left and right nodes. Now when you do your PL, right? What is the next sorting point? So wherever you are at as of now, which you are at 0, right? Your PL is 0. For the next nodes, you are going to have these left nodes first, right? Because this is divided, this is what we are trying to figure it out. So your PL is going to be added because you have already taken that, but your PR is going to change. Like the ending point is not going to be that. So that is going to be PL plus whatever left length is there. So this is now your left subtree, right? And for IL, it is going to be your IL is going to remain the same, but it is going to be IR, or you can say mid minus 1, right? Because mid you have already taken. So same way in the right, build pre in. So your PL and PR had everything, right? It was the complete thing. But now your PL plus left length plus 1 is going to be your right, and PR is going to remain the same. For IL, it is going to be mid plus 1 and IR, right? And in the end, you are saying that return route. This should work, but let's test it out once. Okay, in order. So HM I have to pass. Yeah, let's run it once. Cool. Took me around 5 minutes. We'll take a look at the chat now. Okay, got a question. How do you manage office work with DSA and system design practice? So generally I do it now. Now I'm not doing actively, so I'm just doing it for fun. When I used to do it, I used to segregate the time. So for example, like after evening, you can completely focus on your uh, DSA and system design, and then on weekends you can leverage that. So if I have to put it in a timeline, you can say that you do your office work from probably start at 8 a.m., start little bit early, and then try to finish it by 5 or 6 p.m. So after that, you take rest and then start again at 7 p.m. and then go till 10 p.m., 11 p.m. on working days, and then on weekdays you can put more time, right? So that's how you do. I have struggled a lot in that for a couple of years, but eventually you can segregate the timings that way. So that would be my advice, Mansi. Rahul, solve this problem next. Which is this? You can put that in chat. I cannot see anything in chat. Let me let me reply myself. Sure, which problem? How do you handle rejection and mental frustration of not getting selected? This is a good one, man. This is something that everyone faces, and this is why I'm here. So, see, I'll sort it out, right? I'll give you a very simple answer. Let me. Now things are getting interesting. See, first things, right? Uh, Control things that you can, right? Uh, Not getting selecting. rejection, you can't control much, right? There is some control. So, for example, what you can control, let's say you need a job. Uh, First is prep. You prep for that role, and then you give the interview, and then you do the result, right? Let's distribute it into three things. So, now in this, prep is something that you can completely control, right? This is in your control. So, you do DSA, you do LLD, and you do HLD, HM, and you are honest to yourself. Like, for example, putting in 3 hours or 2 hours every day, right? Weekdays with work, and then Saturday and Sundays, right? So, more hours. So, if you're doing this good, like this part, probably if let's say 2 hours into 5, that is 10, and I'm going to take 5 and 5 on a weekend, so that's 20 hours, right? 20 hours per week is good enough. So you will be working for 40, 50. If your work-life balance is very bad, then 60. So that becomes 80 hours, right? So if you're working for 80 hours, then that's the peak, I think, that you're at a peak. So prep wise, you are good. This is you can control. If you are like, let's say you are only working, like studying for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and that too not consistent, then you should be questioning yourself, right? So Nishant, I am specifically answering your question. Harsh Pandey, I'll come to you next. So these are all my opinions, man. I am not like a genius, but still, I'll answer how I handle, right? How I handle. So that's something that you control completely. This you should be solid, right? This you should take care of. Now interview. In interview, it's like 50%, 50%, right? Some things are not under your control. Your interviewer, right? Um, Things or like how do I the question that come to you, right? Or how did eventually how the interview go? That also is something that you can't really control, right? Once you have given so many interviews, you can kind of shift it into some direction, right? But you can't control much. You can't control these things. Now, why I mention your interview, sometimes what can happen is, right, that you might be asked a very hard problem or you might be asked a medium level problem, right? It depends on your interviewer also. So that is something that you should not worry about. Let's say your interviewer were like you, it was not up to your expectation, like there were little bit of rudeness and stuff like that, right? Generally, companies avoid that. Every company has a guideline that it has to be a humble and it has to be more of that you want them to join the company, right? You should always respect the interviewee, like the one who is coming to interview, right? So generally that's the guidance, but sometimes you'll see the opposite of that, right? In startups and generally most of the time. So that's not in your control. But what you can control is try to give mock interviews, control your nerves, right? All that. And try to do less mistakes, right? For example, I'll give you an example. If it is a DSA thing, uh, read problem clearly, right? And read it out loud. If you're not doing this, then that's one of the things that you can control and you messed it up. And then the next thing is that read the constraints and then pitch your or sell your algorithm, right? These sort of things. If you are in system design, clarify the requirements, whether they want LLD, whether they want HLD, what do they want, right? That is a question that you can ask. So these are things in control, right? Then, so once you have done that part also, right? You have done prep, you performed well in the interview. Some things are bound to happen here and there. You can miss a question, don't sweat too much on that. And then comes the result part. It gets lost somewhere. This is completely out of your control. You should not worry about this. So never worry about this. There could be a chance that you performed really well and then you could not get into. That's not in your control. Move on. Apply to another opening, right? So that is how I personally feel. I have been rejected by. I have mentioned offers there, but I'll create a more one more column there or row there saying that how many companies have been rejected by, right? I think that is also important. Today itself I have uploaded Uber's video where I got rejected by Uber. So I got rejected by 6 rounds at Uber and also like 6 to 7 rounds by Oracle. So that's okay, man. Rejection is part of your life. You'll feel bad on that day. I'm not gonna lie. You'll feel very bad on that day, but next morning when you wake up, do the same thing again, right? So that's that. The control things that you can control. Simple. That's a life advice that I have kind of see. And also, if you follow David Goggins, there is a person. If you don't know about it, David spelling is wrong. David Goggins, right? He has a mentality of never giving up. So I think he's like he's in different. He's a Navy SEAL. Lot of things he has done, and that too started very late in his life. So I follow him a lot. So watch his playlist, watch his 5 minute video. You'll probably forget the rejection. The main motto that he lives on is that he's never going to give up. That's whatever happens, he's not going to give up. You got rejected by a company after 3 rounds. So that doesn't matter, man. Well, get up tomorrow, do it again. Simple. I may be like generalizing a lot of things. I know it feels bad. It hurts. That's part of life. So, but as I said, you should be honest with your prep. If you're honest with your prep, it is going to happen. Maybe today, maybe not tomorrow. It is going to happen. Yeah, that's probably so. How I would answer that question is that you need some sort of projects in your resume. So you might have already done that. There might be, you just need to explain them better, Nishant. So that might be the case. So, and don't, and another thing, right? Don't take anyone's opinion that personally. So you move on. Learn from it and you move on. Discuss it with someone close from the same field and see if they feel also the same. Then kind of introspect on that and then move on. So, but don't take it too hard, right? Don't take it too hard. That's the thing I would say. Answer question. Harsh Pandey, I so I'm solving these, man. It's just solve this. I'm about to solve this one. Try to solve. So I hope you can see your term on screen, right? What which question I'm solving. Kiran Kumar. Yeah, sure, I can do that. So I already have a video also on my channel where I think I cover that. But yes, I do have a video, I think. So I have interview videos. I have 3 videos, Kiran. Probably you may want to take a look at that once. But I'll try to cover in this one also. I'll give a short thing on this. You can just skip to that part. I'll quickly show. Uh, so I think this would be the most helpful one. So not sure if I can show that here. Just 1 second. I'll bring that up. So, right, so let this ad run. Then I'll explain the question, Kiran, and then I'll jump to the solving of the problem. Also, Nishant, I might have shared my LinkedIn here somewhere. You can feel free to ping me as well, right? If you are still kind of introspecting that, I'll be happy to help you in any way I can. So to answer your question, Kiran, in this, I have explained how companies generally ask this, right? So in LLD, it is more of a machine coding. You need to know multi-threading, but not all of these things are important. And in HLD, it is more from a high level, right? So I have mentioned all the books like LXU, right? Some courses. That's what I. So this is very vague, right? I have not explained it clearly because otherwise this video would have been of 1 hour. That's why my aim is to create a small videos around that also. So I'll do that once I get time. But I have created a resume video for this one, and the next would be DSA LLD in same way. But to give you a simple explanation, um, on design side, LLD will be still coding. You might be expected to draw class diagram, or you might be expected to write code uh, with using design patterns, multi-threaded, and OOPS concept. On HLD, there will be no coding. 95% of the time, there will be no coding. What you are going to ask is going to be like design YouTube, right? Design Amazon, right? Or design stuff like that. And now when I say design Amazon, no one can design Amazon in 1 hour, right? So that's why there is a plan. So that plan you will be able to find in LXU book, LXU system design book, right? So that's how that's how I would tackle it. And then you can also see some of the mock interviews videos out on the YouTube, right? System design mock interview video. So that also would be able to help you out there. I'll also create a detailed video, but you don't have to just rely on my content. There are plenty of good people out there who was creating those videos. So yeah, that's how. But watch this video. I think you can, if you already know about DSA, you can straight away jump to somewhere around here and then yeah. So 3.6. So you can start from here and watch it, I think. Uh, but the gist I already gave, right? 8.36 of this video can answer in detail at the rate Kiran. Cool. Cool. Perfect. Okay. Do you see any downvotes on? No, Python is okay. Java, C++, Python is okay. I have my friends who use Python. So Python is now adopted by many of the people out there. So even if you heard about this LeetCode, right? He used to work at Google. Most of his videos are in Python. So no, Python is not a barrier. Even generally language is not. If you stick to three or four, like if you go and code in PHP, that might be little bit hard to understand by the interviewer. But no, Python is good. But if you are starting, I would say pick something like Java, more object-oriented, right? No, generally Python is good. No red flags. From scratch, Java or C++ is what I would suggest. Like if you already know something, then yeah, Python you don't have to learn a new language. Cool. Okay, binary tree maximum. A path in a binary tree is a sequence where each has a edge. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 3 is a path, 1, 2, 3 is a path. A node can only appear in a sequence at most once, and path sum is the sum of node value in a path. Return a maximum path of a non-empty path. So 1, 2, 3 minus 10, 9. Hmm. So, okay. So if I have minus 10, 9, 20, 15, 7, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Then continue in Python. Um, yeah. Java, Python, C++, all three are very widely accepted when you are in a coding interview. My friends do it in Python. They are in good companies, Google, Microsoft, um, Visa, Cisco, most of them do in Python. So, okay, so uh, need to focus on this problem. So I'll just hide the chat thingy for some time. So there could be couple of cases, right? Either I could take only this element, or I could take only this, or this, or this, or this, or I could say that I want uh, some of these and then this path, or I could say that I need maximum this up top. So root, so let's change the color, raise this thing, and one more thing I can do, I can make it little more solid. So root, that's option one. Uh, root plus left plus right, option 2. uh, Root plus max of left and right passed up top, that's option 3, like these two, right? So all these three options, and then you pass them. So which you should pass up top, right? You could either pass this, you can't pass this, or you could pass whichever is the maximum of option 1 and option 3 should you pass. So for example, let's say if this is minus 30 and minus 30, right? There is no point of passing this. I would just pass 20. That is something you should pass up top. So public int max, right? Public int solve, tree node root. So if root is null, just return 0, and then you say that okay, int left is equal to solve root dot left, int right is equal to solve root dot right, right? So here max is 0, solve root, return max. Now the first thing would be, option 1 would be a root dot value, right? And it has to be some value, right? It says that root is not null. So I'll start with this root dot value because it can't be null. So then that's the first option. Then the second option that you have is you take this value and then you say that I want left dot value left also, I want right also. The third option would be that okay, I only want root dot value plus math dot max of left comma right, right? So max can be math dot max of max, option math dot max of option 1, math dot max of option 2, option 3. That said, what you can pass up top is math dot max of either option 1 or option 3, whichever is maximum. Try to keep this clean and we'll see whether this works or not. Seems to work for these two. Let's submit it. Cool. Perfect. I think that's the cleanest I've done this question ever. Getting back that momentum. It's the cleanest the solution can be. Cool. Where do I am at in this tree? So I've solved this, and these are this I have solved using BST, but I'll take up some questions now. I think I've solved 13 out of, and then I'm going to go to the priority queue. I'll take up some questions before moving to priority queue. We'll take up questions before moving to priority queue. And I've been sitting. I'll take a long breakage of 15 minutes. I need something in between. So let's make short build of 18 minutes. Okay, so got one question. I have recently given MSMS interview and in the first round I got a solution straight from agency which I was aware of. Still, I was not able to explain when as I already know the solutions. I was able to explain the intuition properly and I was not get selected. So this happens a lot, Harshal. You don't have to worry about it. First thing, you got a question from SD state sheet. That happens a lot. That is the norm. That's why these sheets are there. Because interviewer themselves, they don't have time like stuff like that. That's what I've seen. Um, so that happens a lot, but you are not able to solve it. That is something that you can work on, right? Try to think out loud while you're solving problems. Just like when I solved this problem, right? If you go like 10 to 15 minutes back, this is kind of question that can come up in an interview, right? So I explained it in a very clear manner. Like I draw it also, I explained it. So watch those 10 minutes and see if you can also talk in your head, right? So that is one thing. That's how you should be able to solve, and then practice more. If you are not able to solve, right? Maybe you didn't have clarity on that question. Maybe it was not your day. Sometimes even I have failed lot of interviews, right? Uh, I think that's a good thing to highlight here also. Why only highlight only these things, right? So. I'll put it here. Like I received rejection from 10 plus companies. Um, so that is one thing. So you need to kind of work on that, right? So it might be a hard question. So for example, it might be little bit tricky to explain this median from data stream, right? So don't worry too much about that. Move on. You can give Amazon interview 6 months after also. 6 months work on yourself and give it again. Harshal, can you please suggest what to prepare in LLD? LLD, so again, I have put a comment up top only. So, LLD, so if you can, I pin a message. So, I've just pinned a message in the chat. So, that is where I talk about LLD, right, in detail. I can answer here again also, but if you need a in detail kind of answer, should you can go there and then get. And also, there is a, oh, I missed that. I myself missed that. So there is a video where I have kind of explained how to pass LLD interviews. Cool, I'll move to priority queue now. Yeah, Harshal, let me just solve a couple of these and then I'll take up questions. So you are part of a university, you need to keep blah 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 blah. You need to for a given maintain the stream and continuously return the kth highest or after the new score has been. So this is just a property of a priority queue, right? That it will return the kth largest. So so you need a min heap so that you can get rid of the smallest number out of three, and then the whatever you will be left with will be the kth largest, right? So just a straightforward use of priority queue. So, PQ is new priority queue. Uh, PQ dot add val. If PQ dot size is greater than K, PQ dot poll return PQ dot peak and int KK is equal to uh, KK is equal to 0. So do you need to add all these three also? So I think I need to put this also. Num PQ dot add num PQ dot size is greater than K PQ dot poll KK is equal to K run. Marshall, you can drop your question meanwhile. Uh, I might answer it parallelly because I've solved all of these questions already. Just revising it again. So you are given a stones where stone is it where you have on each term we choose two heaviest stones. Now when we choose two heaviest stone, we smash them together, right? So two heaviest that is could be done by a priority queue. We need a priority queue, a max heap here, and then so just a implementation of whatever the user says, right? So priority queue integer pq is equal to new rarity q. So is it collections dot reverse order? Is this syntax correct? Then I think you need to put new here. But then this also doesn't seem correct. Okay. Exceed Java syntax. No. Static you new integer. Just collections dot reverse, right? That's what I put it here. Oh, no function is it? It's not a function. Collections dot reverse order. This is the same thing I did. EQ dot. Putting an integer here is not mandatory. How come this is okay then? Ideally, collections dot reverse should work. If this is not working, I'll do something else then. Priority queue integer pq is equal to new priority queue a comma b and return b minus a. So this will opposite, right? A minus b is mini and this is maxi. So then it's straightforward, right? So you put everything into the stones for int stones pq dot add stone and then while pq dot size is greater than 0 or greater than 1, right? You need 2. Int a is pq dot pole, int b is pq dot pole, and you need to put whichever is the maximum, right? So int abstract is math dot abstract of a minus b. If abstract is greater than 0, pq dot add a abstract. Uh, if there are no stones left, if pq dot size is greater than 0, then you return pq dot peak. Otherwise, you return pq. Otherwise, you return 0. Pretty straightforward. Mhm. So you are given points and you find the distance. And you get rid of the last point, right? So int pairs, they're going to have three values. And 10 is equal to points dot length. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than points dot length. Oh, why I'm using, I can use n, right? So int x is equal to points of I comma 0. Int y is equal to points of I comma 1. And int d is equal to, okay, so the distance between 2 points. But here that the second is 0, right? So that is going to be square root of 10, right? So mat dot sqrt. So we want to sort the priority queue. So this is A comma B and based on max heap, right? So B of 2 minus A of 2 because both are integers. So and then I don't know why. So PQ dot add new int pairs of I comma A, pairs of I comma B. Oh, no, like this is going to be 0, 1, and pairs of I comma 2. So if PQ dot size is then K, PQ dot poll and int answer to while PQ dot size is greater than 0 and answer of not int answer of I k minus 1 comma 0 is equal to PQ dot int top is equal to PQ dot pole uh, top of 0 answer of k minus 1 1 is equal to top of 1 k minus minus return answer. I am just using k for easiness. You can just create a new one as well. Here I have a doubt whether int will be suffice, but yeah, let's see. What's the worst that can happen? Worst that can happen is that I need to change them to double. Yes, I think I need to change them to double. So let's call it double. Double. Keep double here. Double. Double. I think this is not gonna work for double now. But let's see. Yeah. Double. Need to use new comparator here. Comparator. Let's see if double works here. What difference does this make? Oh my god. There might be better way to do this one. Yeah, there might be a better way to do this one. Why is it not working? Do I need a square root? Distance of A is. Oh, no, no, no. I don't need a square root, right? No. So that's where I made it wrong. So let's bring this back and then remove this SQRT. This is the distance only, right? That should work fine. Yeah. Let me copy this. I think this is also not a medium problem if we just solve it with try. Sorry, with priority queue. If PQ dotted, it's just a subset of this problem we have already solved. Mm. Cool, I'll take a pause. If anyone has any questions, uh, open to questions. Okay, guys, I don't think we have any questions, and I'll take a break now and we'll continue from here tomorrow. Cool. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.